It got so dark all of a sudden. Yeah? No? Okay. Okay, so I am introducing this video real fast. I just got back from like a super long day at an air show. So like I was in the wind, so whatever, my hair is doing its thing. But in this video we're going to just learn how to do a pattern of just curling your hair. Just a vintage roll set with foam curlers. And so it's gonna be great. And this was a request from a couple of friends, and I'm just now doing it because I was like, I don't claim to think to say I know anything professionally. I'm not a professional hair person. I just look at people's hair and then I try and experiment with different patterns, rolling patterns. And so just know that this is just one of the many. I just think it's important, if you're going to be doing this, just experiment. And I'm looking forward to helping you achieve your vintage goals. And hopefully this helps you do that. So without further ado, because I know we all cut to the middle of the video and people stop talking and start actually doing the thing that we clicked on the video for, I'm gonna go wash my hair so we can start with with fresh hair. But I do advise, if you're doing this, it will be better if you do wash your hair and not do it until like the next day, because I just think dirtier hair is so much better to do this on, and I always get a better curls when I do that. But for the sake of the video, we'll just work with that tonight. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, so I did actually not want to wash my hair because I did that twice already this week, and I try to only wash my hair twice a week. So I just dampened it with a spray bottle, and then I sprayed the Lotta Body setting spray. And so I sprayed that throughout my hair. So that's where I'm at right now. And so what you want to do is, at least if it's not a wet set, what I'm doing. So I want my hair dry. And so now that my hair is wet, it is time to wait. And wait for it to dry. And there's a lot of ways. I don't use blow dryers on my hair. And so we about to get creative.
Be a clown, all the world loves a clown. Show 'em tricks, tell 'em jokes, and you'll only stop with top folks. Dress in huge
Also, I said vintage, and I want to just clarify also that there are so many different vintage styles, because what are we talking about when we say vintage? Like, you could mean 60s, you could mean 50s, but if you notice here in the 1940s, during World War II, a lot of women, again, had to take the men's jobs. Not again, just this is a new thing. They had to, go into the factories, and they also were serving in the military, which had already happened before. But if you notice, their hair is all relatively shorter. But if you look at the Edwardian era, everyone's hair is a little bit, quite a bit longer. And so it shows they couldn't do the factory work with that extremely long hair, as you can see. And so, but I do, one of the biggest hair inspirations is Rita Hayworth.
Me?
I love her. And so what I want you to notice, though, is that you can pull this off. If you're at that awkward length, it's going to be great. But if you have longer hair, it's gorgeous too, because there were also movie stars that, served by doing USO tours, and they had longer hair. So really, you can do this with any length of hair, and it will be beautiful. My hair is dry, and yet again, I don't know, this might just be a thing that I do, but I'm just going to spray it a little bit again. I know this seems very redundant, but whatever. So this is also, this was a water with Lotta Body setting lotion, so I just diluted it, and that's just at Sally's. And then Frizzy's Dream Curls, I've always used this when I curl my hair, and it just doesn't fail me. It's great. So I'm just gonna spray this on the section I'm gonna do first. Okay, brush that out. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this. Just being someone that watches beauty videos, and now here I am. Okay, so let me make sure my part. So in the 40s, yes, they had quite deep parts. And if you're wanting something that's like very voluminous up here, that is more 1950s. The 1940s was more like the pulled over, it's more flat on top. Doesn't mean there's not volume, because you look at certain people and everyone was different. Obviously, like Rita Hayworth, she had very, I mean, at times it was quite voluminous and at times it was more flat. So just the general look of like the very, very voluminous hair is 50s and 60s. So just so you know. Okay. So what I'm gonna do, this is the technical part. So this is the part that's actually important. So I'm gonna look in my mirror right here. And what it's going to really look like is you're gonna basically have a line here, and sometimes I used to use a comb to separate it, but now I've just kind of gotten a hang of the way that I do it and I'm not as precise anymore. So I'm just going to take a section here, and sometimes if it's like really clean hair, it just doesn't want to curl as well, but that's why we can spray it again. So what I'm doing is, this is so weird to tell somebody like as I do it. Maybe this is why people do voiceovers when they do this. Maybe I should do that. But I want to explain the steps. So I have this piece, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it out, and I'm going to, I don't know how to show you this, I'm going to just twist my hair over it. I'm not going to wrap it like you would on a wand, like a curling wand, because that's going to give you a different look. But I am going to just, oh my goodness, let's just break my hair. Okay, so I'm going to roll this up. As tight as I can. Set it right there. Great, okay, we have that step. And this is, never mind. I just like, there's so many different ways to do it. And so I could make a million videos on how I do different curlers. So here's just one that I just have done recently. And also I wear extensions, so I curl those separate from my hair. So if you want a video of that or something, just let me know. Because what I do is I just put them in afterwards on top of this. So again, this one behind it, I'm doing the exact same thing. So instead of going down with the same thing, I'm going back with the same thing. So remember, we're going over and around. So it's like the curl goes, that's not going to help anybody. Just the curl goes over and around instead of under and around. And I'm using the pink foam curlers just from Walmart, you know. I like the foam ones the best as opposed to like perm rods or something like that. Okay, so I have those two right there. So that's kind of going right to the crown of my head, and that's where I want to stop as far as this part of the pattern goes. So I'm taking another pink one and I'm going to the section below. Okay, and I'm actually going to wrap this one under and over. And again, don't twist it. You're going to be tempted to do that because it's so much faster. But again, that's just different. If you were doing pin curls, you wouldn't do that. And so I try to stay true to that. I mean, you could do it, but technically you don't. So. Okay, so to see that one, it's going this way and this one's coming this way. So they collide with each other. But I think this works for having more of that poofiness, and that's such an educated phrase, more of that poofiness. You get what I'm saying, so, okay. I try to avoid I try to use less product because I don't want my hair to be too, crunchy or whatever, but I'm working on finding a good mousse. Any suggestions, let me know. Okay, so again, sometimes I start halfway up the curler to help with that awkward, pulling around without twisting it, so I just kind of just start halfway and go from there, and then once I get that around, I just work the rest of it up. And don't like be too hard on yourself, because look, I got all this weird stuff going on. Okay, so we have that. Progress. Okay, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna do this. I've been doing this without the mirror. Okay. You're gonna do this all the way. So let's just say you section your hair, yeah? Make this easier to see. Also, this is a vintage 1940s dress, and I realize I've changed in every part of this video, but I felt like this is what I should wear while I do this. Okay. Spraying this with more of the setting lotion with water because it's less strong. Okay. And you're going to do that the rest of the way. So I'm going to stop talking now.
For you, I can't forget you, you wonderful you. You're like a breath of spring, a whole new thing has happened, and without much ado, I'm
going to, on this side, just do... I don't think I'm going to use one of these. I mainly just wanted to use that on the side with the bangs. So I'm just going to go straight for the green, which is a smaller, but not the smallest. It goes pink, orange, green, and then blue. Pink, orange, green, yellow, and blue. Okay, so I'm gonna take another, what is that, an inch and a half section. And this one's gonna start going down. We don't want to start the top one with going up. I just don't think that that would be the look we're going for. I mean, by all means, you can play around with it, but for this one, no. So yeah, and again, it's just every other one. You're switching which direction you're going. Okay. I'm thinking of just taking this out later tonight. I like the look of it when it's been only a couple hours as opposed to like 6 hours. But we'll see. We shall see about that.
Look at you and there stands love, my arms around you, that's wonderful too. So glad I found you, you wonderful you. Remember, finders, keepers, losers, weepers, and because it's true, you're mine now.
So when doing the back, we have all this, so your part is gonna go back and then it's just gonna go flat. I mean, like, it's gonna go back, but it's not gonna just go back the whole way. It's gonna stop at your crown and then fall, just going back, if that makes sense. And I've never had to explain this to anybody before. So then I'm gonna grab a rather, hopefully I can show you this, like just a rather wide section, not necessarily super thick, but just wide, covering the whole section we have left in the back. which you can separate, which I did. So I'm grabbing that. And often what you'll see is a lot of curl going on up front, and then it just is softer waves in the back of the head in a lot of 1940s hairstyles. And so it's a lot going on up here, and then it just kind of tapers off into this softer curl in the back. And so when we're doing back, I'm not going to do the changing of the direction. So I'm not going to do going down, going up, going down, going up. I'm just going to do going down, and just let it be this soft wave. And that's what we're going for the back. So it's actually really simple, and it's less strenuous on like your wrists and having to bend them. So hopefully that makes sense, and let me know if you have questions.
Oh, you wonderful you.
I'm now going to break it into two. So I did a big one like this, and then I'm going to do like this the rest of the way down. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright guys, so let's see how this turns out. What I did at the end there was I just had like this awkward space of hair like by the nape of my neck, and so I just twisted that one going up, which was the first one in that whole line, to go that direction with just one of the small blue ones, because it was just a little bit amount of hair and it will just kind of hide underneath the rest of the hair, and I just felt like doing that. And sometimes you just gotta go with your instincts when it comes to your hair. Good morning, y'all. Time for the fun part, okay? So I'm just gonna take them all out, and so I'm just gonna speed that up.
You're like a breath of spring, a whole new thing has happened. And without much ado, I look at you and there stands love, my arms around you. That's wonderful too.
Them all out, so I'm just gonna first just run my hands through all the curls. And if you did it without like rolling that, like if you wrap them the right way around the curler, this should not be super tangly. So just do this. My battery's about to die because I did not charge it. So. Alright, now that we look like a crazy mess, I mean, if this is your thing, go out like this. But I'm gonna take a brush. Usually I use a smaller one, but I can't find that one for some reason this morning, so this is what we got. So I'm just gonna brush down first, and you're gonna be scared that you're like brushing the curl up, but do you see the effect that that has? It just brings them all together and helps them connect. Now when I go on the bottom, your hand is gonna be the best thing to brush against. Like that. Then again, it wasn't too poofy on the top, but I do like to add a little bit of volume. So we'll just tease that a teeny bit. And then brush that over, make that smooth. And since that part might be fluffy again, we'll just come back over it with the brush. And you can do this forever, but for today's sake, and since I need to get to church, I'm just gonna kind of brush it quickly, because I can play with it later. So yeah. And just the same to the back. Oh, this is such a sloppy job, I'm sorry. And then I'm kind of like sculpting it with my hands. See how I like brush it and then I like tucked it. That's what you want to do. Okay, so this front area can still have some work. Okay, see how it just has this lovely texture? And then it comes down and it just curls under like this. And again, use your hand to place it where you want it. It's going to be very easy to sculpt. That's what I love about this. You can really do so many things. So grab this side. And I like to put like a smoothing serum over it when I'm done. You can use a pomade or something, but I just use like a Garnier, like Moroccan oil, or just a smoothing serum. Now this would take me a little bit longer, but for my battery's sake, I might just end it here. But just kind of keep brushing it to where you want it to be, because you're gonna freak out and think that it's super frizzy, but it's really not bad. You just gotta work with it and like combine all the curls together. And then I just like and then again, just play, like I keep saying play with it, but really like, I mean, I'll just probably keep working with it because my battery's going to die and I didn't charge it, but I'll keep working with it until I like what I see, whatever fits my face best. It also looks lovely second day because it's like a longer bob then. So yeah, it lasts a couple days if you just do it right, and yeah, and then just spray with hairspray or smoothing and do a smoothing serum or something, and hopefully you feel awesome with this hairstyle, and I hope it was helpful. And yeah, go have a solid day. And oh, something I like to do is just like putting it upside down and then like flicking it over and then brushing that out, because I just like it to be full without it being insanely voluminous at the same time. Okay, TTFN guys.